And you are now entering the Cinema Chop Shop, so park your ass right there. And while you're there, don't forget to hit the like, the share, the subscribe button. Also, if you check a link below, you see a Patreon account. If you click it, you become a member. All you got to do is try, recommend movies and music and trailers for me to react to. So click the link. Don't forget to like this video because it helps it move and help the channel out. So with that being said, we are here. We're almost at the end of the year. It's almost a brand new year. So why don't we go ahead and do the top 5 best movies from 2022? It wasn't as hard to make this list as previous years, but this year's list, it was kind of hard to to solidify that 5 slot. So I want to give 3 movies honorable mentions before I go ahead and go into my actual top 5. And those movies are Prey, which was one of the sequels or one of the add-ons to the Predator franchise. This movie did a lot better than I thought it would. It was a lot better than I thought it was. Although the CGI took me out of the scenes sometimes. Overall, the story was still really good. I had a lot of fun with it, and I hope that we see more movies of like predators in different like colonial times or different historical time frames. That'll just be dope. In general, I've heard seen this idea about predators in freaking feudal Japan or something with samurais. Like that sounds amazing. So hopefully we see more of those movies to come. So shout outs to them for that. We also have Piggy, which is a Spanish film that ended up becoming it first started off as an altar short. If you guys are not familiar with the Alter channel on YouTube, I would recommend going to check them out. It has a whole lot of horror shorts. Some of them are hits, some of them are misses, but it's people that submit their work and they put it on the channel for people to watch it. And there's some good stuff on there. So one of the movies on there, held from Spain, which was called Piggy, is about this little chubby girl who's being harassed by these bullies, and then her these bullies are eventually killed by this killer, and the whole town is freaking out because now more people are getting picked off. So I don't want to get too much into detail about it, but Piggy is a freaking amazing movie. I went to the Alamo Draft House in order to watch it because that was the only movie theater that was showing it at the time. So I have to support that cinema. But yeah, I enjoyed that movie thoroughly. It was super fun. I loved it. It was amazing. This next movie, it was really hard because I wanted to put it in my top 5, but I have to go with the honorable mention to Terrifier 2, Art the Clown, Damien Leone, and David Howard Thornton. Freaking crazy ride, 2.5 hours of nonstop insanity. This is picking up after the events of Terrifier, the first film, and we have our new character, Sienna, and her long neck ass brother, and how basically they're just trying to survive the night from Art the Clown, and then also like we're figuring out more about Art the Clown and trying to figure out more about his past. So I mean, even though we didn't get as much as I would like, and we didn't understand the full connection of the characters, I'm pretty sure that we will be getting those in Chapter 3 of Terrifier. But this was an amazing movie. It was great to see practical effects being used and utilized. It was cool seeing old school filming techniques being utilized. The movie just was super fun to watch, and it was this close to hitting up my top 5. So without further ado, we are going to go ahead and actually get into the official top 5 movies from 2022. Coming in at number 5 is Top Gun Maverick. Top Gun Maverick was a freaking amazing movie. I questioned it from day one. How are they going to make a sequel to a movie that came out in the 80s? I don't think it's going to live up. We had lower expectations back then. What story can you possibly tell? Please don't tell the same story over and over again. That's what I thought it was going to be, but I was mistakenly wrong. And we're seeing that Tom Cruise's character is thrown into kind of like a leadership role, and he has to teach these pilots how to do something in order to accomplish a mission, right? And only he is the only person that can teach them how to successfully accomplish this mission. And it was a very like heartfelt movie. It was very action packed. It was very intense. The freaking dogfight scenes were freaking amazing, and I just had so much freaking fun with this movie. And this movie blew me away. And I made sure I saw it on the biggest screens possible. And again, I cannot praise this movie enough. It was fun. It was charismatic. It had personality. It had life. It was everything that you wanted in a sequel from a movie from the 80s. You know what I'm saying? So Be on the lookout for more sequels to movies from the 80s because that's starting to become a trend now. But Top Gun is definitely one of the movies that did it the best. And that $1 billion that it made basically solidifies that. So shout outs to Top Gun, shout outs to Tom Cruise. And that was an amazing movie coming in at number 5. Now coming in at number 4 is Jordan Peele's Nope. Um, I had the opportunity to actually see this movie early. I saw it like months, like I want to say like 6 months prior to its release. And the cut that I saw was a little bit different from the cut that I saw in the movie theaters. It wasn't so much. It was just like one particular scene was really cut out. But anyway, um, that's neither here nor there. Nope is a story about Jason Kaluuya's character, Kiki Palmer's character, brother and sister. Their dad mysteriously dies on the farm, leaving it to Daniel Kaluuya's character and OJ. And what ends up happening is he sees something strange happen and he wants to capture it on film. And they think that they capture it on film, they can make a lot of money. We're introduced to the freaking the Geek Squad character, and it's really simple. Like it's not, or Fry's character, my bad, it's not a Geek Squad. It's not a super complex story. It's really just them trying to capture this UFO on film because they want to they want to get the fame and the fortune that comes with it. Eventually it gets to the point where it's just like, you know what, we just want to get this just to prove that we're not going crazy, and honestly, like, this is one of the roles that I feel like Daniel Kaluuya wasn't as as I wanted him to be. I wanted him to be a little bit more present. But I mean, this is what the character calls for. This is what the character calls for. Kiki Palmer was an ecstatic character. She was all over the place. She was very entertaining. This is a very entertaining movie, and a lot of people didn't like it. I loved it. I thought it was really good. I thought it was well thought out. I was a little disappointed by the monster sequence or the alien sequence or whatever you want to call it. I felt like they could have went a little bit better with the design. But overall, the movie and the metaphor for the movie about humanity trying to control wildlife and trying to control things that you can't control. I thought that was an amazing idea and concept. And, Jordan Peele actually, he hit it out of the park for me. This was one of his more simpler storylines. And I think maybe he should kind of lean towards that way a little bit more versus like the deep, heavily metaphoric aspect. But this was a hit for me, and Jordan Peele did it. And that's why Nope is coming in at number 4. Now coming in at number 3 is, I'm just trying to make sure I get my order right, The Northman. Northman is an A24 film. It's following one of the Skarsgård brothers, I believe. He's like this Viking that basically was he was a Viking son of a king. The father was killed, and basically what he wants to do is he wants to come back for revenge to kill his uncle who took the throne. So this movie is nothing more than a revenge film for his character. And I mean, aside from the lack of fighting in this movie, I feel like they could have had a little bit more. The opening fight sequence is dope as shit. Like him jumping the fence and just going around wailing people. That's kind of what I was expecting more in this movie. But honestly, I have to say that this is this generation's Gladiator, and this is kind of this generation's Braveheart in a way. The movie was really good, well-paced, freaking excellent. I mean, excellent soundtrack to this movie. The character development was cool. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. Like, I didn't like when he cut his hair. He gave himself that little bowl cut. That's neither here nor there. But I just personally would have loved to see a little bit more fighting. The last fighting sequence was cool. Little CGI filled, but it's okay, But again, The Northman was a fun movie. It's not some storyline that you've never heard of, but the visual aesthetics of the movie, the soundtrack hitting, the pacing of it was really good. I had a whole lot of fun with it. I wish it would have had a little bit more fighting in it, but it was still a really great movie. So that's why Northman is coming in at number 3, I believe. Now coming in at number 2 was a movie that I just recently saw. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once, right? I recently just watched this movie, like not too long ago. I planned to watch it in the movie theater. I wanted to watch this in the movie theater. I remember seeing the trailer for this movie at the movie theater, and I was like, yo, I want to see it. And it just kind of slipped through my fingers. It was a bad time, and I just didn't get a chance to watch it. But the movie was freaking phenomenal. I've never seen anything like that movie. It's like, imagine, like, it's kind of like The Matrix in a weird way, you know, like it's like this lady who's going through stuff, and she's going through like filing for bankruptcy or whatever, or she owes money to the IRS or something in response to her laundromat, right? She's living a miserable life. Her daughter's a piece of shit, and she just is miserable. Like, her husband's this fucking idiot. Like, she's just miserable, right? Uh, what ends up happening is that she finds out that, you know, there are alternate realities. There's a multiverse out there, and then she can acquire information and skill sets from the different versions of her in this multiverse. She just has to know how to do it. So throughout the movie, you kind of see her kind of learning how to do this process and kind of getting the hang of it. And then it's like kind of like Jet Li's The One in a weird way. Once you watch the movie, you'll see what I'm talking about. But I had so much freaking fun with this movie. It was funny. It was charming. It had personality. It was so much freaking fun watching this movie. I cannot stress it enough. If you have not seen this damn movie, it's definitely something that you want to watch. It was a fun ride. It's definitely a fun ride. It reminds me of like The One meets Scott Pilgrim versus the World meets The Matrix. It's all wrapped up in one. It's a super unique storyline. Has some really cool fight sequences and action scenes. And again, I just had so much freaking fun with this movie, and it's in chapters as well too. But again, I can't praise this movie enough. It's original. I love movies that come with their just full-on originality, and they try to tell a good story, and this movie successfully did that. I just can't praise this movie enough. I had so much fun with Everything Everywhere All at Once. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Jamie Lee Curtis, it pops up in this movie. You can't even fucking recognize her and shit. But yeah, super dope movie. I loved it. It was fun. It has heart. That's why Everything Everywhere All at Once came in at number 2. Coming in at number 1, I praised this movie recently, which is the top 3 are A24 movies, which is not surprising. Well, surprising because A24 is hit or miss. But my number 1 movie for the year, in all honesty, it goes to The Whale. Brandon Fraser's brand new movie, The Whale. Now, I sat back and I was like, any movie that comes out the end of the year, there's no way in hell that this movie is going to actually like blow me away, right? And even after watching the trailer, I was kind of skeptical because I'm like, the trailer doesn't really tell you much, you know? This movie is about Brandon Fraser's character, Charlie, which he is a very obese, overweight man who is going through some complications. And because of these complications, he's just trying to rectify and reconcile his relationships that he's because of the decisions that he made in his life. He's trying to reconcile and reconstruct these relationships that he has with people that he's lost in the past. And this whole movie is just nothing more than watching him reconcile those differences, but at the same time, you're seeing the development of the other characters, like his daughter and this random dude that he meets. You know, you're just seeing that how his life and the way that he carries himself and the decisions that he made and what he's doing in that moment is affecting the people around him. Although it gets very frustrating at times while you're watching the movie because you're just like, yo, why are these characters like this? And this movie comes off as very theatrical. Like, I mean, like theater as in like, you know, the arts, you know, standing on a stage. It comes off like that at times. And the reason why is because I guess this was a play. And again, old girl from Stranger Things is in this movie. The chick that plays Max, I can't remember her name off the top of my head for right now, but she's in this movie. She actually plays the same character that she plays in Max, or so it feels. It's like Max on 10, you know, and I'm starting to feel like she's just playing her playing this disgruntled teenager is starting to become like a trope, but she does it very well, so I can't even like get mad at her for it. But this movie is freaking fantastic. Brandon Fraser does a great job. This movie does a really good job of developing every single character that's on the screen. It's a limited, it has limited filming locations. It's literally set in maybe like one place the whole damn movie. Like really, it's one damn place. And it's like I said, it's sequenced by days of the week. So you're going like, it's like calendar-based sequenced. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. The movie is freaking fantastic, right? And the ending of the movie is very heartfelt. And it can come off as kind of comedic in a way, like because I laugh at shit. Me and my wife laugh at shit all the time. The ending of the movie, I didn't mean to laugh. I get the symbolicness of it, but it was funny to me. So if you get a chance to stop what you're doing and go ahead and watch The Whale, I would highly recommend doing it because it's a freaking amazing movie. That's my number 1 movie for the year. So That's my top 5 movies for the year. Let me know in the comment section down below, what is your top 5? What are the movies that you like for this year? Let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like this video because it also helps the algorithm, helps this video move, it helps this channel grow, and that's what I need from you. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. It's not that hard. Just hit the subscribe button and hit the bell, and you'll be tuned into everything that I do. Also, just, I just want to know your feedback. What are your top 5 movies? Drop it in the comment section down below. And you are now exiting the Cinema Chop Shop. Hope you guys are having a magnificent day. And don't forget to check out that Patreon account. Help your boy out, help the channel grow, help support this small community. Adios.